They're great. The kids run in. And we're live. Good evening, Chip and Company. Good evening, everyone out there. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our first episode, episode
Number one
of Disney News Review here on Chip and Company. My name's Greg. I am one of the writers at Chip Company. I also do Florida Fanatics on YouTube, so you can reach me there. In the chat with us, we have Chip himself from Chip & Co. He's going to be manning everything. He's going to be doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff and chiming in when he can. And for our first episode tonight, we want to say thank you to all of our friends and family who are watching Florida Park Network. We want to say thank you to Chip & Company for sponsoring this and for being on here. Let's see, Destination to Travel. If you have any travel needs, they are who you want to see. Destination to Travel is our travel company. We want to say hi to Piano Rob, the Florida Fanatics, Beach Bum Coastal Designs, everybody out there. Chip, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm at the Grand Floridian. I am a person under the staircase tonight. We are literally live underneath the grand staircase here at the Grand Floridian. We're going to take people around and show them the Christmas tree. The gingerbread house. Oh, I can smell it from here. It's just wafting in behind this mask. I smell nothing but gingerbread. I am so happy to be here tonight. It's the holidays at Walt Disney World. You cannot have a better day in your life than being here today, right now. And we're live. First episode. So I want to introduce you to Kaitlyn Hogenkamp. Kaitlyn is the entertainment and media writer, entertainment writer for Chip & Company. And she is amazing. I want to introduce you by this way, just so this is absolutely crazy. So I want you to know what kind of Disney World fans we are. The other day in our private chat on Chip & Company, when we're talking about writing articles, Kaitlyn posted something really amusing. So I guess her grandparents had just celebrated their 50th anniversary. Is that correct, Kaitlyn?
That is true.
50th wedding anniversary. And what does Kaitlyn do? Her mom asked her, do you have any pictures that you could send over from the 50th? Kaitlyn, being a Disney fan, sends over pictures of herself at the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. Totally forgot her grandparents. I'm sure mom forgave you. Kaitlyn, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing good, and that story is 100% true. I got a good laugh out of it. Luckily, my mom is also a big Disney fanatic, so she definitely found it very humorous, and she was just like, no, I meant your grandparents' 50th. And I was like, oh, yeah, that.
That's amazing. Only a Disney fan would do something like that.
I mean, hey, she did say the 50th, so you gotta give me a little credit.
I would absolutely send that to you. Okay, so real quick, before we get into too much discussion here, tell me, since it's Christmas time, a good holiday memory you have from here at Walt Disney World.
Oh, so I gotta say, it didn't happen at Christmas time, but it did happen, I believe, around the 4th of July. And me and my family were spending a long period at Walt Disney World. It was one of our first trips that I remember, because a lot of them were done when I was younger. And my sister, who has special needs, didn't really care for the meet and greets, but she really wanted to meet Sorcerer Mickey at Hollywood Studios. So we go in, we wait in line, and this is before the DAS pass was allowed for the meet and greets. And we wait in line, it was like 20, 25 minutes, and we get to Sorcerer Mickey, and my sister just runs at him and like leaps into Mickey's arms and was just giving him all the love. And she even gave him a little kiss on the nose.
Aww.
So it was just absolutely adorable.
See, how do you get, that's the magic of Walt Disney World right there. That just is so heart touching. Now, how do you segue off of that? It's just a happy memory.
Memory, Greg.
Though I would love to hear, Chip, you were next on the list, so let's hear
I remember a time, it was, man, it was like a few years ago when I was able to walk into the Magic Kingdom without a mask on.
Oh, really? You went there already? So we're going to totally bypass that subject because, yeah, we're just going to. So give me a good memory there, Chip. Come on. I know you have at least 100 down here.
I remember Osborne's is my biggest one. Being able to be there in Hollywood Studios and seeing the lights and everything, that to me, I hate that Disney got rid of that. That was one of my favorite shows of Walt Disney World. Better than any parade, fireworks, you name it. The Osborne spectacle of dancing lights is probably my biggest memory.
Yeah, I got to say, I love the Osborne lights. As we discussed earlier, the Osborne lights, just so people will remember, were up on Main Street, Hollywood and Vine. They were all over. So the Osborne lights actually ended up going to a charity called Give Kids the World. Give Kids the World down here helps Wish families and puts them up for a week. And it's an amazing, absolutely amazing organization. And they have a thing called Night of a Million Lights now, which really is about 3 million lights. So for those who are pining for the Osborne lights, you can still see them, but you're going to see them at Give Kids the World Village. And I'm telling you, if there's one charity you want to support, especially in Central Florida, it is Give Kids the World. So I'm with you. I do miss the Osborne lights, but they're being put to a much better use right now, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right, so
we actually have a review from you about the Night of a Million Lights.
Yeah, that was such a special night. We actually, at Florida Fanatics, we actually are with a former Wish child and their family who moved to Central Florida. And we do a YouTube show with them and their son, who is an ambassador for Give Kids the World. So anytime you talk to me, you will probably hear something about Give Kids the World Village. And I'm just going to say that we're going to work out and have a charity for it. We're going to be able to give some donations. We're going to work on that later. But for episode 1, Kaitlyn, I would like to hear your backstory. Now, I'd heard that you had done the college program, and I'd heard that you may have sung on stage at processional with 1 or 2 famous people.
Yes, so I started my Disney journey through the Disney College program while I was in college. Became one of those people that didn't go back to college, but actually started my career with Disney after that for a few years. Absolutely loved my time. I worked all of the theme parks at some point and all of the resorts except for Riviera, because that opened after I left the company, unfortunately. But I had an absolute blast, and it it gave me a ton of experience and actually started my passion for screenwriting and entertainment news. So that's kind of what brought me into Chip & Co. Is while I was there, I I actually witnessed the final Lights Motors action show and sent it to Chip because I was a huge Chip & Co. fan. And I was like, hey, I think you guys might enjoy this. And I sent him like the full video, like the whole 45-minute video from the final showing. And from there on, Chip and I just kept in contact, and occasionally I'd take photos and like he'd share them and stuff in post. But then when I saw a job listing, I was like, hey, I know Chip, let me go ahead and I'll apply. And I don't think it clicked right away that it was me that was applying. And then he reached out to me about like 2 weeks after I started. He's like, wait a minute, we've talked before. So it just kind of blossomed from there, and I've been loving it ever since.
Well, that's awesome. I love that you're putting up different articles all the time. I honestly, if I want to go watch something, I make sure to check out your review, or at least you're not giving out spoilers like in your review. I'm not saying like other people, yeah. But okay. On entertainment
we
news,
actually have a picture of Kaitlyn.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's Kaitlyn at processional. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now, who did you sing with? You sung with Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell was one of them. I'm trying to think of who else I had. I believe Neil Patrick Harris once when I was in high school. He was the narrator. Yeah, that's me and Kurt Russell right in front of me. And I had an absolute blast. So I've done Candlelight 4 times, twice as a high schooler in the mass choir, and then twice as a cast member in the tree. And I'm just telling you, if you want to feel the Christmas spirit, that show is it.
It still is to this day.
Exactly. In the air. I still sing the music, and sometimes I'll like mix it up on the radio when I'm hearing a song that I know it from the Candlelight Processional because it's just kind of drilled in. And I mean, we prep 6 months out of the year for that show. The auditions begin back at late June, early July, usually around 4th of July. And we are in rehearsals for 6 months up until that show premieres. So there's a lot of heart that goes into it. And let me tell you, it's like a big family. Every time you come back, it's like, hi, like you get to see everybody, and it's great.
I will take that. I'll take a story like that any day of the week. It just kind of, again, it just shows the magic of being here at Walt Disney World Hollywood Studios over at Epcot for Processional. So I'm not going to put you on the spot yet, but when we get into more of the news, I am going to put you on the spot from apparently your tram days working at Hollywood Studios. You may have one of the best party tricks I've heard. So, but let's talk about some entertainment.
We'll save it.
Yeah, we'll save it. Trust me, people, you are going to want to see this. Sarah Cox says, love the Candlelight Processional. Did it all 4 years of high school. There's another person who still loves it. So, Sarah, thanks for watching tonight. Thanks for joining us. We love that we have an audience out here that's interacting with us. So, let's get on to the entertainment news, Kaitlyn.
All right.
Hawkeye. We have to talk Hawkeye. We're going to talk Hawkeye. We're going to talk Marvel. We're going to talk of the 10-pound gorilla in the room, elephant in the room, whatever you want to say, of the man of Spider-Man. I've never heard of this guy. Apparently he got bit by a spider. I don't. Okay. So anyway, Hawkeye. Hawkeye comes to an end today. Hawkeye has been on Disney Plus for the past, 5-6 episodes, and today was the grand finale.
Today was, and it is the longest episode to date for, I believe, any of the Marvel shows. It was an hour long. So
that's not bad. Okay, so give me your elevator pitch on why I should watch Hawkeye, because there has been some amazing shows that Marvel has put out on Disney Plus, from WandaVision. I was a big fan of What If. Like, I remember reading those comics as a kid. But Hawkeye, why would I want to watch Hawkeye? Because I'm getting a little inundated by a lot of Marvel stuff at once. What's Hawkeye got that I need to see?
And I got to tell you, I got to see an early screening for the first 3 episodes, and for 2 weeks, I wanted to scream out into the world my excitement for what was coming, because this is a great segue back into street level crime. So, we've got a lot of cosmic and multiverse and everything going on in the films. And this was a great chance to see everything kind of come back to Earth, literally. And we get to see, life in New York post-blip. We get to see Hawkeye struggling with the idea of him being a hero after all he's been through, all he's lost, all he's done, everything he's given up. And literally get to meet a cute little golden retriever that absolutely loves him. And I'm not talking about Kate Bishop. And then we do get Pizza Dog, and then we get Kate Bishop in there, who is just enamored with the idea of who Hawkeye is, and Clint coming to terms with that, while also understanding there is a whole generation out there that needs mentors, that needs somebody to be able to teach them the right way of approaching a superhero's life, is fantastic. I mean, the mentor-mentee mentality between Kate and Clint is just, I don't think you could have found a better match, because
they're phenomenal together.
Cynical. Oh, he's so cynical and so serious, and she's just like, but is this really how you are? Like, is this really, or are you just masking? Like, I need you to take that off. And she just wants to make him better and let him see how he really is, and to watch his journey as he's also stepping into the role of a leader. It's just incredible to see that he's still so passionate about taking care of others when he could care less about himself. But then he kind of starts to realize, wait a minute, maybe I'm also worth saving myself.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to watch it no matter what. It is Marvel. Everybody has to check that show out, especially if you've been a fan of the Marvel universe and everything going on. But what is this leading to? And I know that there's been some weird rumors around. There's the dog. Like,
there's Pizza Dog.
you put up a cute dog like that, I'm sold instantly.
I love Lucky.
What is this leading to? So I remember reading Young Avengers. Are we getting Young Avengers? Come on, do you know anything? You know inside something.
So, I mean, okay, so part of my perks is I get to help be a part of the press conferences and share the news with you guys of what we learned there. And I do have to say, Haley Steinfeld was asked by the moderator and asked about if Young Avengers was coming. And let me tell you, she gave a serious look at Kevin Feige, who kind of gave the subtle, like, not now kind of look that every kid who has a dad knows. And she kind of turns and goes, am I? So the nice thing is that as
Am
we're
I?
getting more,
Yes, you are. Just say yes.
And you wish that they could. You wish with all your heart that they would just say it. And it's just the timing's got to be right. And so one of the things that's hopeful for me that we're entering into that is we are getting introduced to characters like America Chavez in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And then we also were introduced to Wanda's boys. So we are starting to get there. And I do kind of think that with where Spider-Man
Look, I'm leaning in because I want to know this. I'm like, come on.
And I'm telling you, with how Spider-Man ended, I won't spoil that, but with how it ended, it's going to give Peter the opportunity to step into a role that we have not seen him in yet. So
that's amazing.
That
okay, so I am going to interrupt real quick. I'm going to say hi to Carrie Jo Fitzgerald from Pittsburgh. Ran into her and her husband at
you see that,
Portland Eames
over there.
And you really had to put up a Pens thing. Look, being from Philadelphia, that's fighting words. So I'm going to let this one pass. But I just want to say hi to Carrie Jo. Those guys, meeting them was really special. Just I was her husband, and I believe their daughter. Just the nicest people. I love when we get to meet people out here at the parks.
I see them all the time at the parks.
Yeah, they made sure that they wanted to say hi to Chip instantly. It's the blue hair. People see the blue hair and they're like, oh, that's Greg. I got him. But say hi to Chip. So we're saying hi to Chip. And Carrie Jo, I did say hi to him. All right, Kaitlyn, on to the next thing. Spider-Man. We have to talk about the Spider-Man. So here's a really quick question. And Chip, I want your opinion on this too. Spoilers. When can we start talking spoilers? We're not going to do it tonight. Everybody, don't worry. Everybody's like logging out real quick. No, stick around. This is going to be no spoilers. We're not giving anything away. But what's the proper amount of time before you can start talking like an adult about the show without saying spoiler free?
1 week.
So, yeah, I was going to say 1 week, or usually I will wait until at like Sunday evening into Monday after the second opening weekend, just to give everybody that opportunity to have seen it on the next weekend if there was, for some reason, they weren't able to. In that interim period, even though we may talk about some things, I always put a spoiler alert at the top of my articles, usually with an image between it, so that way that you can't even read the text below that. And I will say, like, this post contains spoilers for X. If you do not wish to, read spoilers, I recommend you stop reading past this point. Thank you. That warning, though, I usually take off after the 2-week mark. That's usually when that warning goes away and we just start talking about what it is. So any characters that might have shown up, storylines, deaths, etc., etc.
Great. So next Wednesday on our episode number 2, we can start talking real Spider-Man stuff.
Oh, let me tell you, I could do that whole episode just on Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so Spider-Man, number 2 all time at the box office opening weekend. Now, number 1, is that held by Avengers?
Avengers Endgame specifically, yeah.
So Endgame holds 1. So Marvel has what, 1, 2, and 3 right now?
Yes, and technically Spider-Man is in all of those. So, we've got him in Avengers Endgame. We've got Spider-Man No Way Home, and then it's swiftly followed by Avengers Infinity War. And I know in a few countries, Spider-Man actually beat out Avengers Endgame, but not in the US.
Wow, that's amazing. Like I know people were dying to get, that's the worst way to put that one. People were they wanted to get back into theaters and have that theater experience. There's nothing like watching a Marvel movie on a big screen, on an IMAX screen, something that's just massive, and you're with a group of people kind of having that, just that coming togetherness. So I think that's one of the reasons. I've heard it's an amazing movie. I personally have not seen it. My kids went out and saw it. I have a thing against Spider-Man. So between you and I, why do I want to go see Spider-Man? Now, I sound like I'm trashing Marvel. I'm not. I'm a big Marvel fan. I truly am. But I'm waiting for Star Wars. So Why do we want to go see Spider-Man?
Listen, I'm not saying everyone has to be a fan of Spider-Man, but I do have to say when it comes to Spider-Man No Way Home, if you grew up with Peter Parker, specifically Peter Parker, in the comics and the prior movies, I think that this is the all-encapsulating movie to go see. I mean, you get
Cameos.
Peter.
Cameos.
You get Peter growing into who he is as a man versus him in high school and dealing with insecurity and not knowing his place in the world. He is making the active choice here to go where he is going. And I think that it's a great segue from being a mentee when he was under Tony Stark and he's been being helped by Happy Hogan to now understanding the actual responsibility it takes to being a superhero. It's not just putting on the suit, going out and doing whatever, and then coming home and acting like nothing happened for the day. There's repercussions for his actions, but staying true to who he is the most important thing. And watching him go through that journey and being led the way that he is, I don't think you want to miss it, especially if you want to see where Peter is going from here on out. And like I said, towards the end, I can really see how this is potentially leading into him stepping up as a leader, potentially for Young Avengers. But we'll have to wait for Marvel to confirm that.
You sold me. I've been debating whether I wanted to see it or not in the big screen. Like, obviously, once it hits Disney Plus, if it does, I mean, it's going to. It's just a matter of when.
Well, and the impact in a theater, especially with people who are other Marvel fans, you don't get that feeling anywhere else. And so this is not the kind of movie that you want to miss out on that opportunity. You don't want to just stay home. This is one that you are going to want to see on the big screen. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.
You've heard it here, people, on our brand new show. Go see Spider-Man. Go to the theaters and see it. It's amazing. Just to reiterate what we're doing here. Go ahead.
Is it going to go to Disney Plus? Isn't Sony have something to do with that?
So it's Sony, so it might not, but they've also been working out a new deal, so anything's possible.
We shall find out. I have a feeling it'll end up there at some point. It's doing really well. We'll see. I mean, tickets down here are still hard to find. So it's doing really, really well. All right. So is this the end of the Sony Spider-Verse, and are we getting a Marvel Spideyverse, or what's going on here?
So there's a lot of rumors in the mill right now. And I do have to say that it does appear, based off of what has happened in this film, that Marvel is looking to continue forward with Tom Holland's story in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That being said, there are some lead-ins that make us believe there is a potential secondary, actually technically third, with Miles and Into the Spider-Verse going on. That's his own thing. I think that there is an opportunity.
Give me more Miles. I can deal with Miles.
Well, and so with more Miles and then the potential for another Spider-Man for Sony, we might get a trifecta. We might be able to get all of our fanatic dreams that can come true. It just depends on if the studios believe in it as much as the fans do.
I think numbers speak to studios, and the numbers for this are speaking. So, all right.
Oh, sky high.
So, leading off of Spider-Man, we've talked about Hawkeye. What's next for the Marvel Universe and on Disney Plus and at the theaters? What's the next? What are we looking forward to next with the new year coming?
So, reportedly, Ms. Marvel was supposed to premiere on Disney Plus earlier this year, along with Hawkeye. That obviously changed. There were reshoots, so that's been pushed back a little bit. But I believe either Ms. Marvel or She-Hulk is going to be the next show that we see. And they may premiere simultaneously or close to it. I would be very surprised if we don't see Ms. Marvel before Doctor Strange. That being said, we've got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness coming in May. So that is going to be the next big MCU title that we're going to get to see.
And that trailer dropped today, correct?
It did. And let me tell you, I cannot even begin to describe, because that trailer actually is featured in the post-credit scenes for Spider-Man. Sorry if that's a spoiler for you, but it's been out now. So the nice thing is that I have known that since Thursday, and I've been wanting to scream about it on the internet, and now I can.
You didn't even tell us.
That's got to be
tough. I don't want to spoil it, although I apparently spoiled something for Hawkeye today in our chat. So I am sorry, Robbie.
Poor Robbie. Robbie's like at work. I'm gonna watch this later. I'll just put on the chat just in case. What? Robbie, we're sorry. We love you. Please come on. Robbie is over out in California. He's our Disneyland correspondent. Robbie's amazing. He'll actually be on the show probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to try and get Robbie on to discuss everything Disneyland. We'll probably just do one big episode of Disneyland and all the news coming out. So, all right. Last thing we're going to talk about on entertainment. What are you looking forward to? Because I know what I'm looking forward to this week. See, I can't even say how excited I am for this. Book of Boba Fett, Star Wars. Can we just get some Star Wars around here?
I mean, I'm not going to complain if that magically appears on Disney Plus on December 25th, but that's probably not the Christmas wish that I'm going to get. So I do got to say, the second the tree is down, that popcorn is popping, and I've got my Mandalorian armor getting shined. We're going to look great for this premiere.
That's excellent. Okay, there's the entertainment news, everybody. Thank you, Kaitlyn, so much. So you're not getting out of here. You're staying on for these next few segments. But in the meantime, real quick, where can everybody see you at? What's your Instagram? What are you doing? Because the way you explain things is phenomenal. And I know you do some podcast stuff, and I know you do some other stuff. So where can we get you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Kaitlyn Hogancamp, Kaitlyn Hogancamp. Sorry, it's long. And you can find me on Twitter at Kate, Kait of VV. And that's where you can find me. And I love to share my reviews and after interviews and some, fun little tidbits for everybody.
Thanks so much for everything you bring to the entertainment part of this. Like, I know a lot of people come on the Chip and Co site to read the entertainment news, and thank you so much for being the correspondent out there. Thanks for going to all these things. I know some of them are a slog, but other ones you have an amazing time doing. So thank you so much for that. Now, on to park news. There's a lot going on at Walt Disney World right now. We have the holidays are in full effect down here in the parks. What else is going on? Let's go through this. I'm going to put Kaitlyn right back on the spot because the first bit of news we have is the Trams. Finally, the Trams have returned to the Magic Kingdom. Chip, what are your thoughts on this one?
I don't know why they weren't back sooner, honestly.
I'm with you 100%. I think I had a great conversation with Big Fat Panda when we were doing a media event for Destination D23, and he was talking to an older lady who has trouble with movement. She's not allowed to park in the disability. She doesn't have a pass to park there. And she was basically saying it's that 1.5 to 2 mile walk is a lot of extra walking. Now, when you're inside the park walking around, you have the park around you. You don't notice that you're doing all that walking. You can sit down, you can relax, and you're in the park vibe. Leading up to that, though, you're just walking through a parking lot. In the middle of summer is just brutal. It's hot. It takes a lot of energy out of you. So we are so grateful that the Trams are back. Unfortunately, it's at Magic Kingdom. They will be coming back in the new year to Epcot, to Animal Kingdom, and to Hollywood Studios, which our own Kaitlyn Hogancamp used to drive with the Trams. Now, Kaitlyn is amazing because, Kaitlyn, you still know the spiel, don't you? Because I know you have this memory. Now, listen to this, folks. If you missed the Trams at Hollywood Studios, take it away, Kaitlyn. It is all you.
All right. So if you were on the Trams back in 2015, you might have met me. You just didn't know it. But one of my fun party tricks is, even though that was back in 2015, I do still remember the spiel. So here it goes. For your safety, remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your arms, hands, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving, and supervise your children. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con las puertas cerradas, manteniendo sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas adentro, mientras el tranvía esté en movimiento, y vigilad a sus niños. Gracias. Please hold on to hats, glasses, or any loose items that could fall from the tram. If an article should fall, please remain seated until the next stop and inform the nearest cast member.
Very nice.
Bravo.
So we had to have that memorized just in case the PA system was out.
I don't even remember what I had for dinner like yesterday.
The memory
waffles?
that's 6 years ago was just it's absolutely amazing that you remember that. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. Like I felt like I was on a train. I'm just driving through the Grand Floridian under the stairs, just going in circles.
I will say I did have to say that on occasion when the system would be out or a little fuzzy, particularly when it rains. So hopefully with the new trams, that's not as much of an issue.
Amazing. Next bit of news we have going on at the parks. Let's talk the big one. The big news is Indiana Jones. The show has come back. It is now live. It's playing again. It started on the 19th. They waited until everybody was blacked out of going to the park or blocked out. So thanks for that, Mr. Jones there. Whoever is in charge, Jeff Volley. I'm kidding. We're just happy it's back. So Indiana Jones is back. What do you guys think about Indiana Jones?
I mean, I got to give love to my home park. That was Disney's Hollywood Studios was the first theme park at Walt Disney World that I worked at. I enjoyed my time there, clearly, as I still remember my spiel. And I do have to say, there was more than once where after my shift, I would go watch the show and then maybe go do a few rides, check out Fantasmic before the end of the night, and then head home. And I mean, it's so great to see it come back. And it's a wonderful opportunity for kids to really like see the action take place and kind of fall in love with how movie making is done.
Oh, I'm with you, Chip. What do you think? Are you an Indiana Jones guy? Did you sit there and watch the show?
I hate it. I hate that show.
Really?
They would never pick me to go up on stage. So
let me guess, you hate Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor also because you're not that guy. That guy. I'm really happy for Indiana Jones to be back. I'm not as happy as I would be if Fantasmic was back also. I think that's what set Hollywood Studios apart for me for years was you could go at the end of the night after running around doing every ride possible. You could go and do Indiana Jones, leave there directly, go straight to Fantasmic, go see that show. And Kaitlyn, you said earlier, by the time you're leaving that show, the park's empty.
Oh yeah, and it made getting to your car that much faster because the heavy lines were done. Another great thing to do is if you do go to the first show, go back on the rides. They're still open for at least the first 30 minutes of the second show. Go check out, Rock and Roller Coaster or Tower of Terror. They're right there at the edge of the theater. Honestly,
great point. That's a great point because everything's down that way on the Hollywood Boulevard. It's amazing. And at nighttime, it looks spectacular.
Well, and it's like you can either go wait 40 minutes in line waiting for the trams or take the trek out to your vehicle, or you can enjoy a couple more rides and get to your car around the same time.
I'm with you. Absolutely. I cannot wait to get. So our blockout dates end on the 1st. And we booked January 1st. We're going to Walt Disney World to the Magic Kingdom, but we're going to hop over at 2 p.m. and go see Indiana Jones. That's the biggest thing we want to see that day. So we can't wait to get in there and hopefully be that guy. So on with the other news. Let's go outside of the parks right now. And I'm going to take this one because I actually have something I want to say here. I don't get on my soapbox very often, but on this one, I'm going to. So real quick, All-Star Sports is reopening in March. What do you guys think?
How do you abbreviate that?
Which one?
All-Star Sports.
Not something we can say.
I am literally looking at it right now just going, I'm not going to do it. You're not going to let me. I refuse to fall for that one. Thanks, Chip. Chip's going to get us banned from YouTube. We're not going to make anything off this. We've already lost half the audience. Their kids are going to bed. All-Star Sports, that's how we call it. So I am really excited to see All-Star Sports reopen. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a platform, and I'm going to use it for a second. The Central Florida area was decimated during COVID. A lot of people that we know, a lot of our friends, a lot of people that you guys know too, especially Kaitlyn, you've worked down here, yeah. Chip, you were trying to cover everything while parks were shut. So a lot of our friends lost their jobs. Seeing All-Star Sports reopen means that our friends are back to work. And it's just been, the problem is it's just been slow. It's been a resort here this month, another resort this month, another restaurant here. So it's taken 24 months almost by the time that opens, 23 months by the time that opens, that is taken for our friends to go back to work. So my friends going back to work and seeing the economy improve down here in Central Florida and seeing these people coming back to the parks, and all you people who are out there in the world who come down to Walt Disney World, you're spending your hard-earned money. You're putting these people back into business. Yeah, it's just All-Star Stars. Yeah, it's just All-Star Sports, but it's more than just that. It's the local Taco Bell. It's the Wawa. It's the people who are working there. So All-Star Sports needed to open. They need to open every single restaurant. They need everything open down here so my friends and my family and all the people I know and everybody who lives down here gets back to work. And I'm proud to see Disney has done this. I'm happy that it's reopening, and I'm going to jump off my soapbox because, again, this means the world to us. And I'm happy to see friends and family back to work, and I'm grateful for All-Star Sports reopening. That will mean every resort is now open again. Every park is back open. The trams will be running by then. We're going to skip over to the tours are coming back. So there's a segue for you. Me ranting and raving to, let's segue to the tours. That's more of people back to work. So
Agreed.
Thank you so much, people. The tours are back. That means people are coming back to work. We have Keys to the Kingdom at Magic Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is going to be Caring for the Giants, the Wild Africa Trek, and Savor the Savannah. Let me hear from the chat. Chat, have you guys done any of these tours? Do you have a favorite? Is it worth the money to you? Because, what is it? Keys to the Kingdom is $115, I think, per person right now.
Something like that.
Something like that. So again, another article that we just had up on Chip and Co. About the Keys to the Kingdom coming back, and then the ones at Animal Kingdom. Now, Kaitlyn, have you ever done one of the tours?
So I've done the Traditions tour of Magic Kingdom a couple times, which is a little different. But they do point out a lot of the same stuff. You've got the names up in the windows that people don't even look up to in the second story. They show you some of the hidden Mickeys and everything. But I think one of the great things about Keys to the Kingdom is you get to literally go where only people who work in the parks get to go. You don't get to go do this as a regular guest, with your daily ticket. That's not how it works. And you get to have, magical one-on-one experiences. I know a portion of the tour was involved where you get to go behind the scenes of one of the restaurants and you get to meet one of the chefs, depending on the day that you go. So that's one of the really great things. I had a roommate during my college program do the Animal Kingdom Safari Trek, and she came back just dumbfounded and was like, it was like a life-changing experience for her. She's like, you think you get close to the animals before, but it is a totally different experience getting to walk up and literally having like the giraffes eat out of your hand, or going to get to take a picture and you just have this clear shot of the savannah behind you. Like she was just in awe for like 2 or 3 days. Her mood was just totally different in the best way, and the magic was reinvigorated in her. So if you really want to feel the Disney
I'm with
magic,
you. And then we do have a few people who are definitely saying, look, it's not worth it. It's a 45 minutes worth of fun for like 5-hour tour. Again, everybody kind of has their own opinions on this. So I don't mind you guys having an opposite opinion of what we have, and we will definitely put that out there. I've never done the Keys to the Kingdom. I've never done the Savannah tour. Look, you put me near a giraffe, I'm going to cry like a little baby, because there I am next to a giant giraffe. I'm a grown man who's just still in awe of animals like that. So to me, I think that would be cool. Keys to the Kingdom, I've heard mixed reviews, to be quite honest. I've heard some people just go nuts over it. And then other people are like, oh, yeah, well, I got Terrace Cafe, whatever. I got Pecos Bill for lunch. And it was, you had to pre-order. And some people weren't happy by that. I don't know. We're going to see if it's changed any when it comes back, but that has definitely come back. Onward and upward, we have one more bit of news to go through, and then we're going to talk about 5-10 minutes worth of Christmas. We're going to do a quick tour of the gingerbread house here. And then, so here's outside the park. We're going to talk Bob Iger for a second. So Bob Iger is retiring at the end of 2021. Bob Iger has been around for 47 years with the Walt Disney Company. as CEO. He worked his way up from, what did he say, pool boy? I don't know. Like, he worked his way up through the whole thing. He was a weatherman. He went back to do that when he kind of finally signed off. Bob Iger's returning, or is going away for good. He leaves a legacy behind that is massive. What are your opinions? What do you think his biggest legacy is going to be?
Well, speaking more purely from an entertainment side of things, I think he has left so much potential for the Walt Disney Company after and beyond him as a legacy. So he was the one who acquired Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios, the acquisition of Fox. He's really opened up the doors for opportunity, especially in entertainment, for those who just have a passion for storytelling. And I know there's jokes with different studios. One of the things about Fox is everyone's like, oh, if you want to make a movie, Fox will just make it for you. That's Scarlett Johansson is quoted saying that, oh, it's Fox, like she knew what was up. But I really do think that this is going to open some creative opportunity for them to get into these worlds and also allow fans to really enjoy them. One of the things that people have been very excited about, and that I am still excited to enjoy myself some days, like Avengers Campus over in Disneyland and Disneyland Paris. And then we've got Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which admittedly, I don't know how. I haven't been to it yet. So I know I need to do it. And
you're going to drop that bomb and walk away? What? How have you not been to Galaxy's Edge?
I'm telling you, I know.
How are you our entertainment writer?
I know.
Yeah, you're blowing my mind.
I need a company trip here. In the new year, I think that needs to happen.
There we go.
You just missed it. We had one.
Wait, don't we have a company meetup at Oga's or something? Like, we could schedule that one, a company meetup.
And I need to make a lightsaber, but I'm telling you, when I see that Millennium Falcon, I am going to cry real Mickey tears.
I will tell you, I'll fill you in on this. So my wife Holly and I, she's part of the Florida Fanatics with me, along with Tommy and Stacy, we went to Hollywood Studios the other day, and we've never gone while it was dark. So we got to see it at nighttime. And I walked up to where the ramp is for the Millennium Falcon, and it was the closest I've been besides seeing it during the day. But at nighttime with all the lights and everything like that, I just needed a moment by myself. And I turned around and didn't realize, but tears were coming down my face because I'm 46 years old right now. I grew up, Star Wars was everything. Seeing the Millennium Falcon hit me in all the feels, just all the right places. So we can thank Bob Iger for that one. Marvel, obviously, Avengers Campus. I mean, and we're just talking parks. We're not even talking some of the major stuff that's gone on. Whatever everybody thinks of Bob Chapek, look, he's not going anywhere for a little while. Bob Iger, I don't think, with CNBC saying that he may come back, I don't think that's true. Bob Iger himself had put up a list of many reasons why he had to step down. One of those he listed was his refusal to listen to new ideas. When you're a CEO of a company like Disney, you need so much outside input and so much, you need to be the voice of reason, but you need to be able to hear what these people below you hired them to be that. And if you get to the point where you're like, yeah, my ideas are the best, just go away, it's time to step down. So no, I don't think we're going to see Bob Iger back. I think that's dust in the wind. We thank him. He's just, I mean, we have Disney nowadays because of him. I'm not going to get into Bob Chapek. I refuse to get into that debate with anybody. So if y'all have something to say about that, you can say it in the chat. And it's all you.
Michael Eisner's coming back.
Oh yeah. And I thought he's bringing back Michael Jackson's EO.
Yeah.
I do have to say for Iger, I am very excited to see what he decides to do with his time now. I would love to see him take some opportunity to really invest in the next generation of leaders. So anything that we could see from him that would help benefit that. And I think it's good to be able to analyze oneself and say, I'm not healthy for this. I need to step away. But what can I do to help better the future for others? And I think that would be a great thing to see him do as he goes into retirement.
That is a great point.
Up on the site too is really touching.
Yeah, it is.
So there you go. You can go to chipandco.com or on Facebook, Chip and Company, or anywhere else that you can go and find the news. Bob Chapek, Bob Iger's.
Too many Bobs.
Too many, way too many. So Guys, that was awesome. That's all the news we have for tonight. I just want to do about 5 minutes here on Christmas because it's the Christmas season. We got about 10 minutes left in the show before Chip has to get out of here, and we're going to run outside and we're going to disconnect and then reconnect for the fireworks. So Christmas, let's talk Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to both of you, to the Chip and Company land out there, to all of our friends and family. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Yeah, so there you go. I was getting to my people. I was getting there. I was good.
Making the rounds.
Just making the rounds. All right, so let's start with you, Kaitlyn. Let's get your favorite Christmas movie. And
right,
hold on, before you answer, people in the chat, I want to see what your favorite Christmas movie is, because I have a feeling I know what's going to come up there. So, Kaitlyn, take it away.
So it might surprise you that my favorite is not directly a Disney movie, and probably for the best that it's not. But
yeah, because I'm going to ask you that question next.
I really love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It is an exact replica of my actual family. We are the Griswolds. I'm literally from Chicago originally, Blackhawks jersey and all.
Whoa,
so
whoa.
I'm going to mute her now.
Whoa.
I can pull it out of the closet. I got it in there. It's right next
to
my
that's
Captain
where it
America
belongs, in the closet.
Yep.
But yeah, so we are big fans of Christmas Vacation, and I think my entire family can quote that movie front to back and back to front. It's just it's a great go-to. I mean, the lines are fantastic and iconic. It continues to live on, and it's kind of fun to laugh at ourselves. I think that's more of why we enjoy it so much. But if I had to pick, that would be it. Although picking a favorite Christmas movie is like picking a favorite kid. There's not really a way to do it.
Yeah, no, you can pick your favorite kid. I can pick my kid. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love all my kids equally, just differently. I don't know where I was going with that, so let's just skip past that one. Chip, give me your favorite Christmas movie.
I would have to say Die Hard. That's probably my favorite.
You know that was released in June? It's a summer movie.
It's still a Christmas movie.
It's not even a good movie.
It's like Hawkeye is a Christmas TV
Wait,
show.
Kaitlyn, what did you say earlier about that?
So I was saying when we were chatting that if you watch Love Actually and then Die Hard, it's just Alan Rickman getting what's his from what he did to Emma Thompson in Love Actually. So
there's a reason to watch right there. Okay, real quick, we're going to just power through this. Give me your favorite Disney movie there, Kaitlyn. Favorite Disney Christmas movie or holiday movie, or cartoon, whatever.
So my favorite Disney Christmas theme and title, it's actually a franchise, and I am a diehard the Santa Claus fan of all three films. I think they each have their place, and I grew up with those movies. So to me, Tim Allen's Santa Claus is Santa Claus. He's always kind of the first thought that that I have, or the first image that pops up. He really just captured the magic. And he was actually, he was in Disneyland this last week to celebrate with his family.
Eating a churro.
From Senor Buzz Churros, of all places.
I'm so happy when you see major stars like that just still coming to the parks. Like, it doesn't matter if they're coming to Walt Disney World. We see celebrities all the time, or Disneyland. I just love knowing that they've worked for Disney, they've put out a movie, and yet they're still fans of the parks, and they still find the magic at the parks. Like, that's awesome. All right,
and you gotta love when they
Disney.
love their characters just as much as we do. That's got to be the best feeling, is when they repeatedly come back because of their love for their own characters, and they feel that same magic.
Yeah, Chip, what's your favorite Disney Christmas movie or show?
Probably, I would have to say The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Muppets Christmas Carol is excellent. I go with Mickey's Christmas Carol. I'm a Mickey's Christmas Carol. That's what I grew up with. I'm showing my age a little bit. I grew up at 83. I was 8 years old, I think, when it came out. Yeah, I would have been that old. So
was it in black and white?
Yeah, everything's in black and white. John Hepp now is watching Santa Claus on TV. That's amazing. Okay, real quick, last debate, because I'm about to pick up this camera and walk around to show everybody where I'm at Grand Floridian. Best resort for Christmas time, is it great? There's only two. You can only pick two, because that's really, you have Wilderness Lodge and you have Grand Floridian. Anywhere else does a good job. I'm not saying anything against them, but your two big ones are going to be Grand Floridian because of the tree and the gingerbread house, and then Wilderness Lodge because of its Wilderness Lodge and that tree in that foyer, whatever, is a lobby. Stunning. So you can choose one, Grand Floridian or Wilderness Lodge. Kaitlyn?
Oh, I have to say, I picked up a habit from one of my DCP roommates where every December following her introducing me to the idea, I would go check out the different resorts to check out the trees. But I gotta say, the one I saved for the final night, usually on the eve of Christmas Eve, was the Grand Floridian. I had to go get my last gingerbread shingle for the season, and I had to go check out the tree. And there's nothing more serene and magical than getting your gingerbread, shingle, going and sitting down in the lobby, and just hearing the piano play Silent Night is just there's no words to describe how calm that moment is. And it brings a total peace right before the holidays, which is exactly what I
I'm
need.
listening to the piano play right now,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I'm with you. Oh yeah, I can hear it from here, and I think he just stopped as I was talking. So, Chip, what are you going with, Grand Floridian or Wilderness Lodge?
I'll probably go with the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Okay.
I totally forgot about that one.
No, I didn't forget about that one, but that one is a. Have you seen the Gingeraffe?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's the Gingeraffe. They made a 8-foot tall giraffe made of gingerbread. And
That's
it's the
amazing.
most lifelike. The eyes are perfect. Gingeraffe is now that you bring that up, Chip, that's allowable. We'll definitely put Animal Kingdom in there. So between the three of us, I think we're each going to say one differently because I'm a Wilderness Lodge guy, especially going over to Boulder Ridge. Like, I'm cheating a little bit because that's a DVC inside thing. So, Kaitlyn, thank you so much for joining us. Chip, thank you guys so much. What an amazing night. There it is. The baby Gingeraffe. It's the cutest thing. So thank you guys so much. Kaitlyn, one more time, where can we hear you and follow you at? You're an amazing person. I love talking to you. We're going to do it so much more.
Oh, and I'm happy to come back anytime. So you guys can find me on Instagram at Kaitlyn Hogancamp, Kaitlyn Hogancamp on Instagram. And then on Twitter, you can find me at Kate, Kait of VV. Excellent.
There we go.
Right there.
Kaitlyn, you can find her. She's the entertainment writer. Chip, we can find you at chipandcompany.com, chipandco.com. We can find you at Chip and Company on YouTube. We can find you everywhere the word Chip and Co is. I mean, seriously, you've been doing this for, 14 years now?
Yeah, 13, 14 years.
13, 14 years. Chip knows what he's talking about. He's got some good people working for him right now. Great writers. Right we're doing this. He allows me to go off and do my own YouTube thing and be Greg from Florida Fanatics when I'm not being Greg from Chip and Co. Because I'm both. So
here, he likes Chippendale on the ears.
You can see on my nerdy nerdy rabbit trails. So it's totally fine. I absolutely love getting to share that with our audience. And
so I'm going to turn the camera around while we're finishing this out just to show people, because I don't want people to miss out on this. So I'm going to turn the camera around, hopefully. Hold on, don't lose me. Camera, let's see if this works. Let's go back facing.
There you go.
Hey, there we are.
A little cave almost.
I told you I am the person under the stairs. I am that guy underneath the stairs at the Grand Floridian staircase. Guys, if you see us out there for Chip and Co., if you see us at the park, stop by, say hi. If you ever see us live, we love talking to people. I got to see a few people at Hollywood Studios the other day. Oh, it was absolutely amazing. So I just want you guys to see the gingerbread house here. It's stunning. Walt Disney World is amazing. Like, the Grand Floridian, they're doing PhotoPass now. Like, look at this. It's just so well done. I'm going to turn around real quick so you guys can see the tree. And it just keeps going up and up and up and up. And you can see it hits the 3rd floor. No, that would be the 4th floor. And just so you guys know, there is a store where you guys can buy gingerbread shingles. You can buy, what else is there? Different gifts for people during the holidays. You can buy a box that they actually have a special 50th anniversary ornament that you can buy for your tree that is made out of gingerbread. But here we are at the Grand Floridian having an amazing night. So before we sign off here, I know Chip has to get out there and pick up his kids because he lets them wander in the desert.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
On the streets.
He just lets them roam the street in the middle of North Carolina. So we want to say thank you to Chip. Thanks so much for doing this show. We're going to be on again next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Let's say hi to Florida Parks Network. Those guys have been amazing with support for Give Kids the World and supporting the local vlogging community, influencer community, media community down here. Let's see, who else? Destinations to Travel. Again, if you need any travel needs, check out Destinations to Travel. Oh, am I forgetting Abby? Oh, yeah, myself, Florida Fanatics. That's PHLORIDAFUNATICS. You can see us on YouTube. It's just basically two families who are goofing off, having a great time. You can also check us out on Chip & Co. doing some articles. Guys, we appreciate your time and your energy. We appreciate you guys being out here for the first show. It means a lot for us to be out here. So I want to say hi to Tommy and Stacy, to Kaitlyn, Kellen, Colin, Rory. Let's see. We'll say bye to Chip. We'll say bye to Lacey. The rest, all his crew up there. Chip, you can probably name your own kids there. Zoe, who else is there?
There's Jim Bob and Roy.
Right. I forgot you live in North Carolina. So, Kaitlyn, thank you so much for joining us. Guys, we're going to sign off here. I'm going to run outside right now to get outside so we can see Disney Enchantment. Join me on, what am I going on there, Chip? Facebook or YouTube?
You want to go Facebook?
We'll go Facebook. I'm going to log on to the Chip & Co. Facebook. We're going to go live. We're going to check out Disney Enchantment. Merry Christmas. Happy New... Oh, no, we're going to be here before the New Year. So, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Kaitlyn, thank you so much. Chip, thank you so much. Have an amazing evening, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a magical day.